G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags.
On helm, steady course.
And we are still in the Luzon Strait. We are... Yeah, China's basically blockaded this area and we're trapped in the middle of the blockade. So, this is not good. So, we have a new set of targets.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
So we're going to get an auto update on Sierra
Con
2.
sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Okay, anti-submarine warfare patrol. We're on the deep side of the island, so we've got well over 1,000 feet to play with. Duck down layer. We should probably change our depth. Let's drop down to 250 feet. Get ourselves out of the duct and under the layer. That will help us with the active sonar. We're still negative 11 on active because the Jianghu 3 is running at 12 knots. And we do have an island here, which is good. So, the island, approximately 12. Call it 13 kiluyards across, roughly. And I'm not sure how our boats are going to react coming into that. Range to target is 9.5. Once we're under the duct, I was wondering whether or not we could be a bit of a tricky bastard and actually loop a couple of torpedoes around the island and have them come in from the other direction, but I don't think we'll need to. Although that would work. Just have the torpedoes circumnavigate the island and come back in from the other side.
Con, dive at 250 feet, dive by.
Yeah, we might actually go for that. So would normally fire up, get the torpedoes ahead, and then come in on the targets. But obviously we've got an island in the way there. The other option, we only have directly to target, which puts us at risk of any counterfire if the Jianghu decides to dump torps unguided over the side. That puts us in the targeting path. Alternatively, we can lob torpedoes down, cut them back around, but I'm not entirely sure by the time we've managed to get them clear, get them up to a different angle to make sure that any return fire spread is not going to be coming in our particular direction, and then looping back in on the targets. It would be any faster than actually circumnavigating the island. It is only a small island. So yeah, we might just circumnavigate the island. Alright, torpedo 1 firing.
Shoot 2-1, aye sir.
Now we have a lot of targets that are in this area at the moment.
Aye sir.
Oh, the Jianghu is turning in our direction. Alright, no, we changed that. We're going to send 1 torpedo around the island. That's going to go for Sierra 1 for the Luda. Let's go turn it straight across. Torpedo 2, we're going to peel away, and that one we're going to come back on the other direction. While we're at it, now we're at depth, let's get the towed array out just to see if there's any more targets in the area, although I don't think we are. This seems about right for this mid to late stage Chinese force in DotMod. We tend to be getting 2 ships. We used to get 4. We're down to 2. I'm not sure if that's part of the code or if it's just randomly generated, but it is giving me the feeling in the mod like China might be actually running out of ships a little bit here, because I put a fair few on the bottom. For those who haven't realized yet, I know a few of you actually haven't, if you check the video description underneath all of the videos that I've uploaded, I'm actually keeping a kill tally, including total tonnage, of every ship that I've sunk in this mod. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because this update, and there might be a newer update of it that includes even more, but this update is supposed to be keeping tabs on the number of ships of certain types that were actually built, ships and subs I should add, of a certain type that were actually built, which means as I kill these ships, as I put them on the bottom, ships and subs, put them on the bottom, they should, at least some of the types should run out. I'm not entirely sure which ones are being counted. I know a couple of the submarine types are. I'm not so sure about the surface ships, and that's part of the reason why I'm keeping a tally. I want to see exactly whether or not we can sink more ships of a particular type than were ever actually built, because if we can, clearly those aren't being counted. But yeah, if you want to see exactly how many things I've put on the bottom over the course of this campaign, it's in the description for the video. And it's updated every single video. Anyways, all we're going to do now is wait. So the Luda's gonna... No, it's Luda's turned. It's turned starboard, but is it my imagination or is it turning back? You know, it seems to be a very... I need a ruler. It almost looks like it's turned and then it's turning back to port, which means it'll come around this side of the island and meet the torpedo. Well, we'll see. Just do a couple of course adjustments. That one can just keep running for a bit. Awesome. Alright, so good news is everything is going perfectly to plan. Our torpedoes are circling the islands as we would expect and doing everything that I would expect them to do. Unfortunately, the limited pathing capability of the AI in cold waters in regards to dealing with land masses is causing us a little bit of an issue here. So, rather than navigating around the island, they've decided to park up against it. So yeah, this just became a turkey shoot. Torpedo 2 is closing in. You know, I suppose on the upside, you know, at least these guys are not going to have a big swim to get off the boat. I would assume they've realised it might be the Collins class that's hunting them at the moment, in which case they may have already disembarked. The ships may be parked up against the island just so they can get off.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing. 3,
No,
5,
we're just
0.
gonna manually guide this one in because that would
Con
be silly.
sonar lost contact.
Alright, there we go.
2, last bearing 3, 5, 0. Contact breaking up.
So that's one down. Yeah, this one is not going to have far to sink. In fact, this one should stay out of the water for the most part. There's the bottom. Yeah, it's sort of bouncing a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how that one settles. Alright, and we have the Luda over here, which is currently at 0 knots, and is absolutely trying not to be.
Weapon acquired.
Alright, so torpedo has acquired the Luda, coming into the shallows rather. I don't know if this one's actually going to hit. It's a big mystery.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing.
And
0,
again.
2, 2.
Interesting, in this situation, a noisemaker
Con
shouldn't
sonar
function.
lost contact. Sierra 1, last
And there we
bearing.
go.
0, 2, 2.
Big
Contact
surprise
breaking up.
there, Luda is down. Right, now unfortunately we are going to have another fight here in Luzon Strait because we have an entire, actually we have several fleets that are all here, so let's find out what we're fighting next. Before we do though, 12 in storage. My major concern is we may actually run out of torpedoes fighting our way out of this blockade. Alright, Luda and Jianghu 3 sunk, 5,190 tons, 5,190 experience, and 16 Mark 48s remaining. And we'll be told to move on to our next objective, which of course we will. Let's see whether or not we can get through. Alright, so location is unchanged. Looks like we're getting an auto update on
Sonar,
Sierra 3. We
Sierra
got a
3
Qiongsha.
is classified as merchant.
Sierra 1. Well, let's start going through. I'm not entirely sure what we're up against here. Looks like we are up against submarines.
Sonar,
That's a hunt.
Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine. Con sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
If I had to lay money, I would say Sierra 2, also a hunt.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Alright, range 6.1. Change depth, let's go to 100
Make
feet.
depth 100 feet. Dive
Sierra
by.
2 confirmed Han, and it's on the surface? At 2 knots on the surface. What are you doing? Well, that is something you don't see every day. I am not entirely sure what the hell that one is doing. Sierra 1 is running deep, so that's fine. It's doing its thing. I'm not sure what 2 is doing. It's not close enough to be stuck on the island. It should have plenty of clearance underneath the keel at that point. Oh, I wonder. I don't know if that'll work. It'll be funny if it does. Can I sink a submarine with an anti-ship missile? I don't know if I can. I've never tried. Tube 1 away.
Aye, sir.
We're going to try that. So I'm just going to get torpedo 1 up. Same deal as always. Bring it up to the side of the Han. Swing it down. Actually, we might bring it a little bit further past. Change nav. Bring it into the south. That one will be easy. As soon as Sierra 1 is engaged with a torpedo, I'm going to fire an anti-ship missile. We're only at 100 feet depth, and I'm going to fire it at the Han on the surface and see whether or not the game's logic will detect the Han on the surface and allow me to actually sink it. Because it should. It absolutely should. And that'd be really funny. Alright, Sierra 2 has detected the torpedo coming in on Sierra 1. Circumstances allowed to get the torpedo right on the Han's ass. Oh, nope, she's diving. Alright, so she wasn't hanging around there because of a glitch. She was legitimately just sitting on the surface because she could. And now she's running really hard. That's actually really cool. Okay, I have no idea why she was sitting out there, but fair enough. Right, we're going to need another torpedo.
2. Aye, sir. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Torpedo 1 has
sonar,
acquired.
Launch transient from Sierra 2.
Now, where is that one going, I wonder?
Make depth
Gonna need
150
200,
feet. Dive
so I
by.
can get the towed array out myself and find out where that
Con
torpedo went,
sonar,
because I can't
Sierra
hear it.
2 is cavitating.
Did that come from my torpedo up here, or was that a counterfire on Sierra on the torpedo here? I just don't know. Torpedo is turning back.
Fire control, weapon
Has
acquired.
reacquired on its own.
Con sonar, noisemaker,
And yeah, that's going to be
bearing,
a kill
2,
shot.
3, 4.
Boom. Okay, that's another Han on the bottom. Looks like we detected a torpedo briefly here, so I'd say one of the torpedoes fired from Sierra 2 has gone there. And Sierra 2 has hit the bottom. The AI really cannot deal with land masses. It's one of the biggest disappointments with Cold Waters, to be honest. She's likely broke herself as well. That is, she's likely flooding, and yeah, that's it. So she's not going to move for the rest of this engagement. Extending the towed array. Alright, one torpedo was heading towards us. Slightly concerning. Okay, so we have 1,000 feet here, that's fine. How far do we actually have under the cover? 2,400, more than enough. Alright, set our depth to 1,000 feet.
Make depth 1,000 feet, dive by.
We will just drop all the way to the bottom, down to our test depth, and be very, very, very quiet, and the torpedo should go straight over the top of us. And we are going to activate Torpedo 2 to accelerate it, because we would like our torpedo to actually get to the Han long before theirs does. That way they have no wire control of the torpedo, and they should not be able to adjust its depth. So it should continue on path once it activates and go straight over the top of us. So yeah, Sierra 2 did hear the launch transient for the second torpedo. Alright, so it looks like the flooding got bad enough on the Han that they did an emergency blow, and they've actually managed to get to the surface as a result of that. So that tells me she was flooding. She's trying to dive away. Yeah, that odd angle she had on her when she was on the surface was because she was flooding, and she was using an emergency blow in order to get... Now she's diving again. It's silly. I mean, realistically, at this point in time, you've smacked it into the bottom. Your forward compartments are underwater. Even if you've managed to get the flooding under control, you know you're going to flood again because you smacked it into the bottom, and you know the torpedo's coming in. You have nowhere to maneuver. You have nothing to do. Realistically, what you would do at this point is get it onto the surface as hard as you can, and then you'd run the bitch right up on the beach. So you can see she's struggling to get the conning tower out of the water. You'd run it right up on the beach, so even when the torpedo hit, which it will, because I'm going to give it a manual adjustment just to finish it off, because... Oh, what? We missed? How the hell did we miss? Ah. It's submerging again. I can fix that. Alright, maybe not. Stand out, turn away, make sure we don't hit the beach. Back on target.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 20.
Changing depths that fast, because it's having... Alright. We can do this on the map. I'm determined to do this on the map now, just for the challenge. God, it's diving fast because it's got flooding. Look at that. Bring to match. Looks like it's going to go
Con
up.
sonar, noisemaker bearing 208.
And the auto guidance has kicked in.
Con sonar,
Boom.
lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 207. Contact breaking up.
And that split her in half. Yeah, no, she was always rooted. She was rooted beforehand. But yeah, realistically, in that situation, you would turn it towards the shore, run the bitch straight up on the beach as hard as you possibly could, and call for all hands to abandon ship. Preferably stick the nose up on the beach as hard as you can, and hope that the torpedo hits you right in the aft section of the screw, and have the rear section of the submarine abandoned first. So that you'd minimise loss of life, because that would have been a loss regardless. But that is the fun of the AI. Just some slight shenanigans. Alright, so 2 Hans sunk, 11,000 tons, 14 Mark 48s remaining, 44,000 experience points, and not my mission target, which I knew it wouldn't be. But we've still got a couple more of these to get through, unfortunately, because this looks like it's going to be a decent blockade. Hopefully this doesn't stop us from actually getting to our mission site soon. But in the next episode, the blockade of the Luzon Strait will continue. Anyways, ladies and gents, hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. Cold Waters will be returning to the channel very soon, and until next time, remember to click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, take care.